Alrighty guys, Josh here. Welcome back to the channel. It's winter time, like you saw in the last video, so we don't have a lot going on, but I figured I might as well do an equipment tour. As a new excavating company, some of you guys are probably interested as to what equipment we bought to get started and how much we spent on it. So I'm just gonna walk you through some of our equipment that we got, starting with what we just bought right now, but we're not gonna really focus on this because this is kind of a different application of something we're going to provide. So everything's back right now. We're storing our equipment at our family farm. It's the easiest place to load in and out of. We got a good agreement with the family, but we'll just go down and I'll tell you what equipment we own and how much we paid for it. Okay, first things are Ford dump truck. I believe it's 1999 tandem dump truck, automatic. It is absolutely nothing special. Rusted out. It's an old like county municipal plow truck, but it gets the job done. So we use that for, you know, hauling materials, gravel, dirt, fill, whatever it is. And primarily it's actually been used as an off-road dump truck, moving fill for ponds. So we got Evan's truck here, his personal truck technically. So that hauls the gooseneck and hauls our mulching setup around. And then you guys also saw that it's not here, but we have the F250 with the flatbed that we bought as a secondary work truck. Then my all-time favorite, the John Deere 200D. So when you're starting a company and getting ready and setting your equipment up, you need to set your equipment up for what you're doing. So our main focus so far as of now has been land clearing, pond work, and land management work. So we needed a machine that was big enough to handle large trees, knocking down trees, clearing space, and then also a machine that's big enough to move a good amount of dirt for things like pond work. So the other thing that we needed that was a necessity is to have this hydraulic thumb. And do not cheap out on a hydraulic thumb if you're clearing land. This is your biggest efficiency saver and time saver. You gotta have it. So this is a 2008. We paid $90,000 for it. Pretty low hour. It's in good shape for the year. No def. About a 46,000 pound machine, I believe. So it's pretty sweet. And we'll come over to here, the forestry mulching setup. So Evan has been in the forestry mulching world for 5 years. He's ran all kinds of different machines and forestry heads. So he knew exactly what he wanted. So when we were shopping for equipment, I took all his suggestions and said, okay, here's what we're gonna do. So what we determined is there's not a huge benefit to having the high horsepower machines in our experience. Some of you might argue that you gotta have the high powered machine, but we're pretty darn efficient with our 75 horse. So it's a no def machine, 289 D3 high flow. You can't run the biggest head that FAE makes, but again, you really don't lose a ton. So we bought this skid steer with 2,000 hours on it. I think we got a great deal on it. It was 46,000. When we bought it, it's a 2020 or a 2021 289 D3, and then we picked this forestry head up for only $26,000, still under warranty, and that's the Cap branded FAE HM316. So our initial purchases starting the company was $46,000, $26,000, $90,000, $30,000, $15,000 for our trailer, and that's what we got started with. Oh, and the dump truck for $20,000, and that's what we got started with. And it's getting us by, and it's suiting us well. The exciting thing in this company is you can set yourself up for growth, and then you get to buy equipment. So that brings us to the next thing that we bought, which is that setup over there. This is a very different service that we're going to offer from the excavating world. But again, when you do a lot of food plot clearing and land management stuff, we have a lot of clientele that want us to plant and manage their food plots. So Evan and I grew up farming, as you can tell. We're at our family's farm, so we know a thing or two about growing crops, growing production, and seeding and planting and everything that comes with farming. So that's the most recent purchase, and one of the things we're going to really focus on springtime here. So, and that's a really cool setup, but I'm going to do that in a different video because that's its own unique deal. So, but we just spent a lot more money. That's how it is. So we got to get busy here and get things paid for and get loans paid down. You want to be careful in this business to not over leverage yourself, not spend too much money too early. Luckily for us, I had a lot of cash that I was able to invest myself into the business. So we really don't have a lot of debt and a lot of notes that we owe to the bank. So if you can do that, great. If you can't, just be cautious with what you're doing and be smart about it.